Whew. All right. Let's see how many people come in here. I know we're just gonna be live on YouTube and Conjure Vibration. So if anything, we're just gonna be few and let this go ahead and just record, and then people can watch the playback. I already know you, you got some juice.
What you saying? I'm being silly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because when you gave me that one topic, I said, "What's that?" And then I was like, "Okay, let me research it." And then you sent me the video. I was like, "Ooh, what's this?"
I mean, I have my own personal. What is it like? I like to be nosy sometimes. I
Mm-hmm.
like to be nosy, and he claims to be on the spiritual side too. Even though sometimes I feel like Christians, when they talk about spiritual stuff, I be feel like it's like a tad. It feels like a
Mm-hmm.
little bit like a cultural appropriation sometimes, because I
Mm,
feel like they try to repackage it
yeah.
as if like this is some type of occult Christian, when it's like, no, it has nothing to do with occult Christianity or you trying to include that. No, this is Ifa. This is
Mm,
hoodoo.
mm.
This is
Who do, who
Santeria.
do?
And let's be
Okay.
comfortable calling it that.
Dang. See, and I haven't
Instead
even
of,
watched that video yet.
you know, but with oh boy, so basically the
Mm-hmm.
breakdown is that he's been having sexual relationships with the men that are basically in his church or like his close inner circle. The way
Wow.
he's presented himself, he has
Mm-hmm.
presented himself as a heterosexual man who often has a lot of commentary about
Mm-hmm.
people who do these types of things in their own ministry. So it's kind of like a pot calling the kettle black. Do we need to turn the mirror to you, sir? But like what threw me off was just the fact, okay, it wasn't even about your sexuality, because to be honest, A, I wasn't surprised, and
Wow.
B, I don't think, I'm just keeping honest. B, I don't think sexual orientation is a factor in terms of whether or not you are going to be used by spirit, whether you're going to be used by Oludumare or anything in terms of life path.
Yeah.
My thing came in was the fact that he could have been a possible sugar daddy to all these grown men.
So does he have an Elay? Like, does he have? Where's his
So
Elay at?
yes, he does have one, and I think it's like the LRL Church. I forgot what the formal name is, but yeah, he does have followers. He does have people who pay tithes into his ministry. He
Mm-hmm.
does present himself as a prophet. Where if you are a member of his Elay, that you'll receive prophecies from him. And so, right.
So damn, what spirits is he talking to? If he got some perverted energy.
So and it's some damning evidence where it's like we're including contract marriages, where apparently you were able to convince some women to be beard to some of your boyfriends, and like apparently there's like brother has been paying rent, been keeping pockets full, like yeah, like he has kept men, which is very interesting because you normally don't hear about this. Like you hear about men keeping women, but this
Yeah.
is a man that has been using his resources to keep men, to keep boyfriends, to keep other grown men, almost as his concubines in the way. And so
Wow.
the person who exposed this was somebody who was in a 13-year sexual relationship with him, and this was going on also while he was married and with the person that he has his two daughters with. And so there's just been a lot of conversation around, you know Is it right to just speak out on somebody's, your personal experience, even though if that's your experience? Is it your room to speak out on something that could involve, anybody else that's in it? Can sexual orientation or lifestyle truly be private? Is that something that you can keep private? But
Yeah.
like, if it's affecting other people, do you have a right to bring it to the forefront? So, but what I want to look into is the relationship between Larry and this producer. Because I've gotten real comfortable with my Love Oracle deck.
Yeah.
And so there's this discrepancy of whether or not this was a real relationship, or was this you were fooling around with one of your employees and it just wasn't consistent? Did Larry really view him as just one of the men that he was having sex with? Or was this man really like your mister, your mistress, your other man? Is Vincent telling the complete truth? Because to him, he thought he was the only man that Larry was sleeping with. He thought he was that man in his life. It wasn't until later that he found out that there were about 5 or 6 other men that were in the picture. So there's a huge discrepancy on whether or not Vincent has a right to be scorned. Does he have that? Was you really keeping this nigga Larry? Was this your the other hoes? So
Oh
I'm
my
kind of interested.
God.
I want to see what does Azurli Slade I have to say.
Okay, let's go ahead and start on that topic because that's very juicy. Let's go and start on that one first. I'm gonna let
Yes.
you take the lead on that because you know more than me. I've never heard of his name. What'd you say his name was again?
Larry Reed.
Larry Reed. Okay.
So he does. I would say he started more off in the church. Because he was a pastor, and so a lot of his commentary at the very beginning was centered around kind of like what was happening in the Black church, and a lot of the scandals and things were happening around there. Then he started like branching out into current news, but like currently he's one of the men that's behind TD Jakes being exposed.
See, when you were telling me that story, that's who popped in my head was TD Jakes because he
Yeah,
was doing the same type of things.
so he is one of those. So a lot of people are kind of thinking like, it's like, okay, so is this story exposing you? So some people think that this could be the workings of TD Jakes
Wow.
trying to be on his get back. Look, it's a lot going on here.
A whole lot.
Okay, but Mama Fleda, to the ancestors, what can you tell us about the relationship between Larry Reed and his longtime supposed boyfriend, Vincent Hill? Is there truth to this emotional? Was there an emotional connection, or was this merely sex? What is it? This is hilarious that I'm reading on this.
So for those of you guys who just joined us, right now we're doing Hot Topics. We're also doing some live readings. So if you want to get a free live reading, just join the link, or you can write down in the comments your questions, okay? Right now we're letting people get in the live right now. Me and Priestess Ifa Shotito. We're doing our first Hot Topic reading right now, and she's going to be reading on that. But for those of you guys who want a free reading, either join the link that's posted in the comments or just go ahead and write down your question for your reading in the comments. All right, my loves.
Ooh, hold on.
Uh-oh. What are they saying, girl?
Ooh, all right. Hold on now. Okay.
Hey, yeah, yeah. You joined the live stream. We can't hear you yet. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add you once after Priestess Shotito is finished with this reading, okay? So just stay on the line, boo.
Okay, so for what I see here, I have enjoy the moment. I have manifest love. I have compatibility. I have travel, not looking for love, freaky, and beautification. So the first thing that I can definitely say about their relationship, well enough, they were very present with each other. Like I would not be surprised if they did a lot of things together. A lot of stuff that kind of kept them emotionally tied to each other. Like I know from his side of the story, and this is Vincent, was that he pretty much was an intricate part into building his platform. So I feel like they probably spent a lot of spent a lot of time together from it, and I think that's where like their emotional relationship kind of built from. And I feel like for somebody in this relationship, it did feel like it was an emotional kind of tie to them. Like somebody does feel like this was like almost like a love situation. They did kind of feel like that way. I'm feeling it more on the Vincent side a little bit. I feel like he was the one that carried a lot more of this emotion. But I also do see that there's a level of compatibility. So it was something about them two which was aligned, like they were attracted, like, and which is kind of funny because if you see a picture of Vincent, he looks like Larry Reed. He looks a little bit like him, like you can tell. And it was funny because there was like an audio and of him in which Larry was like, I've been in you up in your bottom all these years, so my spirit is in you. That's what he told him. And so I can kind of see like there is like as much as Larry may try to deny like the seriousness or the deep of the connection, I do feel like that there was some more of a connection there that he's letting on. I think that there is. I also see the travel car, so I believe that they did travel a lot together. And just like I mentioned about like them working, I believe like they, just as well as they were around each other in the home base, I do see a lot of travel that's happened. So he took them to a lot of places, and I wouldn't be surprised if this included family vacations with his wife and daughter. I wouldn't be surprised. Like he's been away like around. But I do feel like the not looking for love thing kind of means like and it's unfortunate, like for a lot of people who are in the DL community, DL kind of thing, like their goal is to never make it past that. Like you're always kind of like that to the side to that. But but that's right. That's not how I really plan on living my life. So I feel like, as much as there is an emotional connection here, I wouldn't be surprised if he just was never intentional with like making it solid. Like I do have feelings for you, but like I'm not here to give you what you think I'm going to give you.
He was basically, I think he was, to me, like intuitively, I feel like he was taking his energy, basically. He was taking his energy. They had so much sexual relationships with each other that he started to look like his handler. And basically, he was his handler. So there was probably something within him spiritually that he was taking. Because I feel like a power play in a way. He probably was promising him this and that, and they end up mixing supposedly business with pleasure. And then he saw how much Vincent was falling in love with him, so he used that advantage.
Yeah, because he was,
yeah. That's what I'm feeling. And it's messed up because he could really have revenge on him if he wants to. Because if they shared so many intimate situations with each other, he probably has a lot under his sleeve that he could expose him with.
I really wouldn't be surprised because with the video, he had detail after detail, receipt after receipt. He had names. Like, it's almost like you have to be careful with who you wrong because
Yeah,
you may wrong the person who knows all your shit.
yeah. And if you're
Like,
sitting there supposed to be like a servant of God, and you're sitting here using people with your power, knowing that you're supposed to be healing them, but you manipulate that healing to really just for your own pleasure and your own gain, then you about to get really messed over. Not it's messed over. You're gonna get exposed.
very much, very much. And then of course you got the freaky card. And
Oh
that's to me is self-explanatory.
yeah,
You know, when you involve yourself or you allow kind of like the relationship and all that to become this devious thing,
yeah,
like, you know, other energies can, you know, become from that. Now I don't think that they was on some like some nasty, like we on some R. Kelly. I don't think that's that, but I wouldn't be surprised if like there was like a certain way that kind of like how you handled him, how he handled him. So like there was something that he said to this point of, you know, because basically Larry was affording his lifestyle, he was paying his bills, paying his rent, paying his salary, all that. Larry had a way of basically demanding sex from him.
yeah,
Like it was like a you give it to me whenever, however, wherever I want
yeah.
it.
And having him do some freaky thing,
Yeah.
and then when you know the only way that men can have sex is through the anal cavity, and that's where it's connected to that kundalini energy that goes straight to your pineal gland. He basically was his handler. Whatever he said goes. So yeah, I think he was dogging him out sexually. That's why that freaky part came in because he was just having him do whatever, and whenever.
Whew, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, that's some shit.
Woo, I felt
You
that.
see what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing it like I'm not even pulling no cards, but I'm
Ooh.
seeing him like straight up handling him, like just dogging him out in her bedroom. And it's just like, bitch, I pay you for this shit. You finna take everything I give you. Like, whoa.
Wow.
Woo.
And he
Yeah.
did that for 13 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh
That
yeah.
is crazy. Woo!
Yeah. So it's time. It's time to go. Yeah, peanut gland. Yeah, baby. That's that spiritual sex shit, man. Like that's a whole different conversation, a whole different level, man. People, that's a connection. That butthole part goes straight to your pineal gland, and that person can become your handler.
It
That's right.
is.
That's
And just
why.
like you said, just one sex. Like it was. That's like
Yeah,
that's the energy.
it's the energy. He was taking his energy into where he looked like him. So it wasn't even. It's crazy because usually when people dominate people in sex and sell their energy, they will look drained. But instead of him looking drained, he looked like as if he was his handler. So to me, that's some different type of sexual magic right there.
He was. And with the betrayal card, you got the betrayal card, as well as the having fun. Yeah, like he was never, it was like, yes, emotion was there, but he was never like, you, like, yeah, he was, nah, like, he had other intentions when it came to that relationship. It
Yeah.
was, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, well, my dude, you were doing this with a married man. And for whatever reason, you thought that you were serving God by, and what the Christian church said, committing adultery, having sex with the man behind his wife's back. So how much did you really think that you were going, like what how many feelings? How much feelings did
You know
you?
how it is. People think if I please this person in the bedroom better than their other half, then they'll come be with me. But that's never the case.
That's
They
never the case.
all want their kids to.
So yeah, but if I was that man's priestess, I would have been like, honey, I'm gonna need you. We gonna need abuse. Here we go. Like
What I tell you,
I
I saw him choking him and dogging him out. I'm
mm-mm,
telling you.
mm-mm.
Wow.
I would have told him it's time to cut the cord, baby. I'm gonna need you to cut the cord block. Like this right here is a perfect case for a cord cutting.
Yeah,
Low key cord cutting, and I hex the fuck out of him too. That's another thing.
this is yeah, but this is definitely karmic. This happened in a different lifetime. It's like, yeah, this is definitely karmic. They have past lives with each other as well.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can believe it. I can definitely believe it. And so, in the way that Larry has been handling it, finally he has came out and said that it was true that he had sex with men. But for like the first 5 days, he has tried everything but to.
Well, at least he admitted it. Only TD Jake said swallowed up.
Swallowed.
TJ's only gonna talk about swallowed. That's all he gonna say to admit his shit. Oh, that was a good reading though. So
Thank you.
we just gonna pray for him, or I guess see how everything unfolds with that situation, because that is juicy. Like, indeed.
Very
Right.
juicy. So to any of the fellow Larry Reed subscribers, we following a messy nigga, so we got a choice of whether or not
Okay.
we want to keep up with the mess. I had to unfollow somebody yesterday, and I loved her tarot readings. But I hadn't been tuning in for a minute. But she, you know, when people start to want to get salacious, and then when they get salacious and they want to add their delusion on top of it,
Girl.
it's just a whole heap of disasters. And look, I'm looking for peace. I'm not trying to seek out chaos through nobody's YouTube readings.
Nope. Who, child? Okay. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna let Yaya come in here. We're give her a free reading and see what's popping. Okay.
Okay.
For those of you guys who has joined us, make sure you guys like the live, share the live. We're doing some free readings here and some readings on some hot topics. Okay. For those of you in the Facebook group, just go ahead and click the link. It's in the comments if you want to go ahead and have a free reading. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do one now. We just got finished with a salacious reading. But you shall see. That was so sick, girl. We're gonna go ahead and add Yaya, okay?
Okay.
Hello. Hi. I don't know if I can hear you. Can I hear you? Okay, you're just real low.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to yell in it. I work at a car wash and my phone number.
How you been doing?
I've been good. I've been real good. I miss y'all.
I know, I miss you too. I be seeing y'all on Facebook. I was like, okay, I hope she's doing good. That's what's up.
Just trying to keep your head above water, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
I really know. I've been going through so many changes, man. Woo, it's hard to keep up. So what kind of what you got on your mind right now?
Honestly, it said you was live. I popped in. I'm like, oh, I never joined before. I just hit the button to see what it's like. So whatever you got for me, I'm listening.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see if we give you a nice, good little quickie. All right. What's going on here? Yeah. You're I don't want to say, how you say, you're with child, right? Are you with child? Are you pregnant? No? Okay, that was my other baby.
A long time ago when we was talking.
Okay. What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. Messages for the That's me. What messages do we have for her right now?
You just scared me. No.
It's okay. Let's see if these cards are gonna talk. I just came back from a 4-hour car drive. I'm probably kind of late for the reading. So you got a boyfriend right now?
No,
Is do you have a boyfriend that's trying to come back into your life, an ex or something like that?
yeah, a lot of them actually, but yeah, one in particular.
Is he an air sign?
Ooh, that one's not the one I was thinking about. Maybe is a Libra an air sign?
Yeah.
Okay, well then two of them, yeah, air. Ooh, yes, they're air signs.
Yeah, the air sign that's trying to come back in, trying to come back into your life right now.
You
He's
know, it's so funny. I
huh.
was just told to pull some love cards on her.
See,
So
yeah.
it's so funny.
I know I didn't know love was gonna come out, but yeah,
Mm,
he really sees you like as his empress. Um he's been moving his feet. Whichever air sign this is, he's been moving his feet real slow because he's been juggling a lot of things in life. I guess trying to be stable in his own right, trying to make a name for his own self or be comfortable in his own path. But this person feels like you're their soulmate. You're their empress. They really adore you and love you. But even with all that, they've been moving their feet real slow. But not because of you. It's because of their own path, their own spiritual path, and basically their money. That's what they're really worried about. Is getting their money up and being comfortable with that. Um, yeah, he has a lot of conflict and issues with his financial stability right now. So that's what he's been trying to balance. But he sees you as his one. Like y'all have a real connection. Y'all also have a past life connection as well. But this guy loves you. He's just moving his feet kind of slow because of his financial issues. Let me see. But he's very, very intelligent though. But he's an air sign. He's very intelligent. Um, I'm also hearing there's something that he's not telling you, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this financial situation that he's worried about, and the reason why he's moving so slow. But yeah, this man really feels you. But as soon as he feels comfortable with his situation, he's gonna come in like swiftly, ready to swoop you up. But right now, he's really working on himself and trying to find that inner peace and balance within himself right now. So just look out in the future. He's gonna come in when he feel like he's ready and try to take you and make you his. Whoever this air sign is. Why are you looking like that?
that I first of all, I never do these readings.
You. That's why I asked you what you want. What you want to read. This is what Spirit wanted
My
to
first
say.
time and you speaking to me and you speaking to me. And
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's why I asked what does she need to know, and that just came out.
He is.
What you got to say for Shotito?
Well, on from Zuri Flair side,
Mm-hmm.
what she would like you to know just about your dating life overall, or things that you can do just to help improve that if you are looking to, kind of put yourself out there and be approachable. The first thing you definitely want to watch out for is, of course, making sure that you're not falling for men who aren't looking for love, and really more so of, like your love bombers, the ones that can't give you clear answers when you ask them questions, the men that aren't taking enough initiative to call back or take you out on a date and all those things. Like, I feel like there's a need for you to really set a standard as to how you want men to approach you and how you want to be able to interact with them, and that it's okay that if you feel like these men are not, doing what you feel like they should be doing in order to show that they're interested in you, that it's okay to move on. I see that you probably attract a lot of playboys, a lot of men that, they like to stroke their ego. a little bit, and they try to use you as a way to do that. And trust, I've had my experience with them too. But those are the type of men that you don't want to give your time to, because you already know what they're there for. Some of them are there for a good time and not a long time. And then some are there to try to see if they can, add you to a notch on your belt, or just try to play games. And I think in 2024, it's okay to say that you are not in the season of wanting to play games. Also, being avoided of men who, like the obsession card, the men that, want to take up all of your time. Like, you can't be with nobody else but me. Can't see your family, can't be with your friends. I'm your friend. I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. Like, no, I have a life. I have a job. I have friends. Like, you are only but a small part of this, but I have something else, that I'm doing and I'm planning and I'm dreaming of. And it is not my job to make you the number one priority in my life. Also too, Spirit wants you to be open to just meeting different types of men. Not just, not just Black American men. You may need to be open up to some Caribbean men. You may need to be open up to some African men. You may need to open up to the Latino men, the Asian men, like there. And I don't know exactly where you live, but if it's anything like being in Detroit, if when you try to date inside the community, it's only but so much you're going to be able to get from that. And I think, and what I'm hearing is that you are deserving of meeting just different types of people who are good. Who are on your level, that you are aligned with. So don't be afraid to, reach out. And, I also get a sense of travel too. So if you're interested in going international, going on a broad trip, going out of the country, I see that in the cards for you. That might open you up to a new perspective, a new thing that you're interested in and that you may be wanting to seek. So I think a lot of the answers in terms of what you're looking for, love, is inside you. You just kind of have to allow that to, to speak it and bring it out. And then also pay attention. Let me tell you, recent Tisa, whoever that was on TikTok, we ain't gonna be like her. Like, we will pay attention to every sign. Every sign. Like, and especially if it's showing up multiple times. Like, you ain't seeing the same thing over and over again. That shit ain't just a coincidence. That's something that the universe wants you to pay attention to. And so don't ignore those signs. I do see a baby in the future for you. I do see that.
I saw that too, but I don't want to say nothing.
I can't hold it.
Hold on, because I know you ain't just talking.
Yeah, I already saw that. I didn't want to blast your shit like that, but yeah, you have somebody that's trying to get ready for you, like, honestly. So I think what Marisha, what Ifa Shatito's saying, like, in the meantime, don't get involved in no fuckboy shit that could off throw the one that's really trying to get ready for you and be that guy for you.
Yes. But for that knows that you're in a waiting game. You're waiting to see, who's going to step up, who's going to be approached. And also during that waiting, time, making sure that you are productive with your own time, being kind to yourself, being nice to yourself, being soft to yourself. So when that person does come in, you've already set a standard with how you want to be treated, and what their job is to meet that.
Exactly.
And that's one thing I've noticed as women. Some of the things that we want, the reason why we want it so bad from other people is because we don't know that we can give it to us, and we should be giving it to us. And that's what, causes that increase in desperation and us willing to settle, because we continue that notion that everything we get has to come from somebody else when we have it all. It starts here. It starts with us, and so that's making sure that during this time that you are setting the stage for how that man's going to come in. But I'm going to be honest. They do want you to close your legs for a little bit. I don't know if you're having sex right now. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what it is.
Woo, they blasting you, man. I'm blasting the baby today.
But whoever, I don't know what it is. But stay to yourself for a little bit, not forever.
Well, maybe
it's
good to do that because you could cleanse and clear the energy.
I'm hearing like 3 to 6 months. You might just do a good probably 90 days of just keeping your energy to yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Doing some yoni stems, doing some self-love baths, healing the sacred energy, preparing your womb for this man that's about to enter and this child that you're going to give birth to. So it's all in preparation.
Last time I got myself ready, I stayed celibate. I used yoni eggs. I drank teas and I healed my womb. I came up pregnant very shortly after.
There you go.
They said the baby was coming.
There you go. I mean, because you're not in the mentorship anymore, but we have, I do the Odu readings for the year. And in the Odu reading for this year, a lot of our ancestors are coming back, and they're going to be coming back through our sacred womb. So that's what the ancestors speaking. But in order for these ancestors to come back, it has to be a certain type of vibration that you're already going to be with. And a lot, not just you, but also the men as well. So this is why they're saying prepare yourself, because you're probably about to give birth to somebody who's going to be radical and a game changer to humanity. So it's a very important time right now for God's people. So this is what's coming out. This is the message they want to say. Then you're one of the chosen, most definitely. And I know you are because you used to rock with me. And I know all my babies got that. They got that juice. They got a strong bloodline. They got that. So, just do what you need to do. Take what we've given you and go from there. Don't be scared of it. Just prepare yourself so you can be ready. Because you may think that why am I waiting? Why am I waiting? It's because something's great's about to happen. And you want to be ready for that. So just kind of like switch your mindset in a way, accept what your path and your journey is, and take it for the messages that you got today. Like everything that we said, whatever you could remember, write that down. And tonight's the full moon. Do your moon work. That's feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? The full moon's all about letting go. So, cutting off certain things that no longer serve you within your mindset, within your energetic field and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So think about that tonight before you go to bed. Even if you just write a letter about letting things go and burning it, even with that, just to maximize the energy of the full moon tonight. Okay. You're welcome.
I've never got on nobody needing to have somebody read me because I don't believe in asking questions, and I feel like if God had a message for me, He would have just gave it to me. And then I read cards. So why I need somebody? I go ask my own cards.
Trust me. That's how it is. I hate reading for myself because I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And I just be like, "Do this for me right quick." Okay, that's better. But it's always better when someone else is reading for you. It's just I don't know. I guess because we're too close to it. So, but just keep me posted. Keep me posted. Let me know how you're doing.
I'll come back. I'll come back. I said I was gonna come back. I've just been trying. You see,
I know a lot of my babies talk about they're gonna come back. Just whenever you're ready, but you can still hit me up whenever you want.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna make some time. If you heard what they said, I'm allowed to have a life now.
Exactly.
All right. Exactly. Thank you, guys.
You're
no
welcome,
problem, honey.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, y'all. For you guys who are joining our live, we're doing hot topics, readings on hot topics, and we're doing some free live readings in between. So if you are on the Facebook page, go ahead and join. the StreamYard if you want to go ahead and do a live reading. If not, you go ahead and hit your comments of what you want a reading on, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go on to our next top topic. Make sure you guys are liking the live and you guys are sharing the live. Okay. All right. So what you want to talk about next, baby?
Let's see what was next. Oh, well, you know what? Since we are on this topic, might as well get her out the way. Of course, we had that very, 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 very viral story.
Okay.
Very. I mean, you couldn't even run from it this past weekend because everybody was talking about it. And this is the Reesa Teesa 50-part series of Who Did the F I Marry?
Did you watch all 50 videos?
Honey, I don't even know how
I didn't do it. I've seen one video and I was just like, okay, whatever. So I'm scrolling. The next day, everybody's talking about, so what the fuck is going on?
She called me on the night of insomnia and I couldn't sleep. And I told myself, because I already had an opinion on it, like just intuitively from what I was listening to. But I was like, you know what? Before I have an opinion, I'm going to watch it so that I want to hear it from the beginning to end so I miss nothing, so that I can feel valid in how I'm feeling how I feel at the beginning of the story. And I felt like after listening to it, I still felt the same.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I feel like a lot of people aren't really talking about to me is the factor of financial insecurity and how that really drives the desperation, especially around women who choose to stay in certain situations because they feel like that's what's going to keep them taking care of themselves. And I was paying attention to that because I had noticed how she basically was saying, long story short, she met this dude off Facebook dating. She went out on a date with him. Apparently, the night of the day, her tire blew out. She called him, told him that the tire blew out. Instead of canceling the date, he went to go get her, bought her a new tire and everything. And then at the date, both of them realized they both were dating to marry. So after about 2 weeks of dating, COVID happened. She decided they both decided they were going to spend COVID's quarantine together. So she moved him into his place under the notion, she moved him into her place under the notion that he apparently got moved because he worked at a condiment company in Georgia as like a VP. They were paying for him to buy a house. He had like a $750K loan. $90,000, all of this, but find out all of it was a lie. Like all of this apparently was a lie. Like, and there was just so much that was in the middle of it. To like, her unfortunately losing a baby that she got pregnant with a month and a half into them knowing each other. And then he would like make up phone calls, like say that he was on the phone talking to his brother or his apparent personal assistant, all those are fake calls. Like he literally was just had his phone up talking to people. Like it was some real like mental illness things. Yeah. But the problem that I had was the fact that all of these were signs that she said that's when she knew that something was wrong. But she decided that that wasn't enough. Or that those wasn't good enough reasons for her to leave because she wanted to be married. So towards the end of the year, she ended up marrying him because apparently her religion pretty much forced her to do, because she was a Christian. Which to me, I thought that was a little interesting because it's like, well, the only reason why religion got brought up was because everybody saw that you moved in with him, that y'all had a baby, but then unfortunately, in the miscarriaging, you were buying a home, y'all were buying cars together, which none of this actually ended up happening because he lied about how much money he was actually making. But it was just like, yeah, they brought that up because you said that you was a Christian woman and everybody else was a Christian. So they're like, y'all did all this because y'all said y'all were gonna get married. So where's the marriage at? And so, so find out he was lying about everything, lied about the relationship he had with his family. And the only reason why she divorced him was because she found out he was cheating on Facebook Messenger. Not because he was lying, because apparently she felt like God would have been mad at her
Oh my God.
if
She
she was
had
divorced.
all the signs to marry him in the beginning and she still did it.
It was still did it, but then, and that's where it's just like, I feel like there's a difference between ignoring signs and then being complicit. Because if you're basically telling me that by month 6 of you knowing this man, you knew that he was a liar, then you made the intentional choice to stay there. So you because you thought that at one point you was gonna get a BMW and an 800K home.
So by 6 months, you ain't Google this nigga to see if he really was the VIP of this condiment company?
No, she didn't. She didn't. She did not. It wasn't until after she got married and then after he stopped showing up with the money that's when she started asking questions for real. That's when she started asking questions, and she ended up applying to a new job where she ended up making more money. But then he, in order to I guess be brought on board, you have to do a background check of everybody who lives in your home. Her husband, of course, that included her husband. He gave her a social security number that she ended up finding out was different than the social security number that he used when they got married.
Wow. This is he a scammer.
He was basically a scammer. She married a scammer. She married.
I didn't know her mindset. What the hell was she thinking?
She said, I wanted to be, I wanted to be the one who can say that her husband was taking her to London. I wanted to be the one who can say that her husband bought her a BMW. And that's why I feel like that was why I felt like he was just so cruel. Like the cruelest thing he could ever do was take me to the BMW dealership and have me driving all those cars, knowing he will never buy them. I said, oh wow. And this is what we okay.
Wow. That's embarrassing.
This is crazy, but apparently everybody can relate. Apparently everybody can relate. And so then when I realized how much money he was bringing into the home, he was only bringing in about $1,300, which was paying like her rent and some other stuff.
A month or a week?
It was like a month.
That's
so he
nothing.
was, and that's where's the conversation, because I said there are too many women that are empathizing and are relating to just staying with a man because he gave him an extra $1,000 in a new tire.
That's $1,000 could go in 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
So I was like, so that's why I'm gonna ask straight up and ancestors, what lessons were we supposed to learn from that 50-part series? Like, what is our biggest takeaways? Because there's absolutely no way that you're trying to tell me that we about to be among scammers in the dating pool. Like, what is it that we should learn from that?
Wow.
Now, first thing I can definitely say is that you should definitely not be moving in a man that you've only known for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, so that's one thing.
Don't even know him at all.
And I believe she's like 47, like 45, 47. So she's like, she ain't a young child. This ain't a young person. All right, we go the first one. What are the valuable lessons that we should be learning from this story in regards to dating and finding a partner? Because I feel
Right
like
now,
there's a reason why.
we're doing a reading on Risa Tisa, the Risa Tisa. If any of you guys watched the 50-part series, that's what we're doing a reading on right now. Good evening, Stacy. How are you, love? Thanks for joining the live.
Okay. So the first part I got is, of course, not looking for love. So it definitely is showing, like, and this probably goes to the last reading. Like, deception is real. You have a lot of people who will talk, but but for many times through their actions, or even sometimes even way that they move, like, you can tell if whether or not somebody is truly serious about making that connection or building something for what you have. So one of the things that I believe that they're saying in terms of, like, our own dating lives is to ensure that what we're looking is ensuring that the people that we connect to are looking for love, but then also ensuring that what we are looking for is love. Unfortunately, I also feel like that for a lot of women, we ain't looking for love when it comes to marriage. Some of us are looking for financial security. Some of us is looking for people to make sure that our rent is paid. We want bills. We feel financially strapped. We're living paycheck to paycheck. And we don't always understand that energy can beget energy. And you can be pulling in people with that exact same thing.
Girl.
Looking for somebody to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for somebody to help carry their load. Looking for somebody to help be an escape to their problems.
Mm-hmm.
So we too have to watch the energy that we're putting out there, because if we are willing to sell our soul for $1,200 in a new tire, then that's what the universe will bring you.
I mean, because that's when that tire was $25, honey. $25, $25.
Because in the way that she moved, I don't truly believe that she was looking for love either. Not if you're willing to ignore all those.
You think she was trying to sell for the gram? Because
yeah, she wanted that. So
how some women marry millionaires just to have that lifestyle, but they don't care that he cheats on her all the time.
And I know that Sprinkle Shira 7. I know she's big now on the YouTube street, but I remember watching a video, and there was a young lady that asked her a question, and she was like, kind of like, what do you do when you find out, like, your husband has stepped out and you're cheating or whatever? And so she was like, last time I checked, you don't marry for love.
My mama told me you got to make sure that man love you more than you love him.
So in her mind, she like, why would I care if he's cheating if that's not what I'm here for?
Exactly. Because I don't know. When you love just for love and you marry for love, sometimes you broke as fuck. Love is enough. We ain't got the lights on. Child.
Child, a second thing, strong foundation. Okay? It's going to take more than a week to build something with somebody. Sorry, friends. That's a once in a lifetime luck where you can find somebody only known each other for a month and they've been married for 20 years. Like that don't happen to everybody.
No.
At this time, like, you have to take time to get to know people. You have to take time to get. I've recognized that for me, I think it takes about 3 to 4 months before I recognize that if you're gonna be a boyfriend of mine.
Yeah.
And that's just through my experience that I recognized that it's something about that 3-month mark that has always been this is going to go down the toilet.
Yeah, that's that 90-day grace period. Even when you start a new job, you can even get your benefits after 90 days. So I don't know. I think it's a lot of people like that don't learn themselves. If you don't learn yourself, then you're gonna accept anything. You're gonna accept crumbs. So her being a 46-year-old woman and run into a man of this caliber, what is, like, I know the lesson for us, for the audience that's watching all the 50 videos, I see the lesson for us, and maybe she's the example of what not to do. But what is it about her? What was the lesson for her? For what does she have to learn right now for that to happen to her? Because if you're 46 years old, you don't have any kids. What did you do prior to this? What were your other relationships like?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And because at first, when the way that she dived in it, I don't think she must have had that much of a dating life, which is why she probably jumped on it as fast as she did, because it was just like, when she was like, oh, this is my turn, this might be my only chance. So maybe it may have been a while,
She probably
to
yeah, it's probably she thought it's what she prayed for. But
yeah.
they always send you a scammer before they send you the real thing. And she ended up marrying him. She probably missed her real blessing.
And that's the thing, and that comes next. Predator. Watching out for people who come in with the intention to take and to seek and take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these niggas, like, they sniff that shit.
Her desperation.
They are seeking people to play. Like, it's some real, like, messed up people out there who have no problem taking other people down with them. And that's because they know that they only have to do but so much to get in through the door.
Girl. Whew.
Like, every person that gets close to you, and this is why I feel like I am making, doing divinations and seeking assistance in the spiritual realm, like, really more into my everyday. Already was, but now it's confirming, because we can't always see what it is that we need to be able to see the first time. Sometimes it really does take you to sit down and ask the spiritual realm, ask the ancestors, what are some things that I am not seeing? We still operate through rose-colored glasses until we know that it's time to take them off.
Because we using our ego instead of, our logic. Oh, I want this. This is for me, so it's got to be for me. But you got the fucking red flag, so why aren't you listening? The signs are there. And that's why I was saying, like, maybe he was a trickster to throw her off of what her true blessing was.
Yeah.
And it prevented her. You wasted time. So maybe you did pray for this, but God, let me see if you really see what I sent you. And it sucks that there's tests like that in life.
Yeah.
It sucks that it's like that. Like, you know what I prayed for, you know what I've been through. Just give me what I want. Why I gotta go through another freaking test? And I'm gonna feel because a nigga out here tired in these streets.
I be tired, and then I'm like, okay, is it the environment? Is this environment nothing but tests? Like, it's nothing good.
It is. The earth is a big lesson. It's a school. But it's just like, when do we reap the rewards of passing those tests? Because we're out here made to look like a fool, like Risa Tisa. So now you out here, you finna get famous for this stuff, because they're gonna make a movie or something out of this. And then what's gonna happen after that? Now you're not gonna be able to trust people because you're about to get money in your pocket. And that goes a whole nother test. Like, what is it? That's what I don't understand. And it makes me sad because I could see the sweetness in her eyes, but I also see the trauma. And then when you put her face and his face together, they kind of match, as like there's something karmic there.
Yeah, I did. I said, they look like they would be a couple.
Yeah. And it's crazy because she blasted this dude, and now he thinks he's about to get famous because he didn't up his little social media posts and all that. Did you see that video that he posted talking about women? You need to watch yourself when you're on your period. Did you see that?
No.
He said, when you're on your menstruation, you have to learn how to be sweet and nice to your man, because men don't like how you have little attitudes just because you're on your periods. You need to learn how to love your man better. Humble yourself. And I was like, who the fuck is this nigga talking to? And it's like a love. He has an Instagram page where it talks about love advice or love quotes or whatever.
Oh, nah, we're fine.
Girl. I was like, how did you fall for this man?
we're fine. That's why I said the desperation. I looked at them pictures and something about me being. And the crazy thing is, I have dated men where I felt like I was forcing myself to find something that was attracted to me about him, and I feel like he would have been one of those. Like, I just like, this look like a corny. The only person who I let get away with mentioning WWE anything is my brother. Okay. Now, if I find a partner who's into that, you still gotta be classy with it. You ain't about to be posted.
I'm saying though, like, I don't know. It's just the type of men that I've dated. It's always about what can he do to teach me, to lift me up, to help me with my path, my goals. And if you can't pour anything into me and you're just taking from me sexually, mentally, emotionally, then why the fuck am I here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was draining you and you didn't even see the signs. And now you out here, instead of 50 Shades of Gray, you 50 Shades on Shade, baby.
Yeah, because apparently the sex wasn't even all that great anyway.
Oh my God.
So that's what makes, so girl, you had your trap. Just anything. But I guess the last 3 cards, we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Is having options and having good intentions. Meaning we need to stop dating one person at a time. We stop with the egg in one basket. If people want to try to call you a hoe, well, guess what? You are a productive hoe who are going out on great dates with amazing people.
Get your money, shit.
Get yours, whatever, okay? And making sure that you have good intentions. And good intentions, and let's talk about what good intentions are, because I'm hearing it now. Good intentions is not moving into your house in a week. Those are not people who have good intentions for you.
No, not when he said he was a VIP of this company and they gave him money for a home. Why is he moving into your home and then only giving you $1,300 a month, not a week? Like, no.
That's what I said. I said for a VP, that should be an expectation. That shouldn't be something you should be enamored by.
Yeah.
And so yeah, good intentions isn't them trying to basically tell you what your life gonna be like with them after meeting them for the first date, or being obsessive over you.
Yeah.
Making you feel like you have to cater to them or prioritize them. Like, good intentions is them actually getting to know you for the person that you are.
You think
getting to know you, taking time out.
I wonder if he love bombed her.
I think there was a lot of love bombing. I think with the money, and then with them moving in together, probably have like the same like lovey-dovey, all up under each other. After work we with each other. Then I'm back at work and all that. I wouldn't be surprised. And that's probably what brought in the baby.
We have a comment by Stacey Rogers saying the best thing I heard that I wish I had heard when I was younger is that if you really want to marry, then you date to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you don't become anybody's girlfriend. Basically, that should be like the first conversation that you have with someone. Unless you want to fuck around and date, then do that. But if you're intending to become a wife or a husband, that should be the first conversation within that first date. Like, yo, what are you looking for? Are you looking for marriage, or are you looking to play around?
Right.
What is it? And then after that, their actions should match what they say. And if it doesn't, move on. Period. We have no time to waste, because just like the reading that we just had with that previous person, God is preparing his people, and we are to give birth to a lot of these, powerful children that are coming into class. A lot of our ancestors are trying to come back. And so we're looking and getting distracted. And then as soon as you look up, you're going to be like Risa Tisa, 46, 47 years old, and you have nothing to show for. She probably going to have Janet Jackson money later on. Janet Jackson had a baby at 50, but come on.
Okay.
Sometimes chicken so. I mean, that's probably why I didn't really look at those 50 videos, because I was just like, this girl looks sad and traumatized. And I just looked at that one video, and I only watched probably like half of it. And
it was heavy. It was heavy. People were sitting there talking about, where my popcorn at? This is good. I said, no, I feel This is bad.
But when someone's on the phone, you, even though they're not on speaker, you can still hear their voice on the phone. So how did you not know he went on the phone with somebody?
It was, however, he was either saying it or whatever. It was.
It's a
I
different
don't
type of
know.
Lulu. She just really wanted to be married. She really wanted to have a husband by any means necessary. And that was by any
That's
means
yeah. That's
necessary.
why I was just like, what's it called? Complicity
Yeah.
is the name of the game in this one. I said, fucking ignoring. I said, she knew them shits was there. She said hi to it every morning.
I know. Stacey Rogers said, "Was she on drugs? I don't know, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Ooh, watch your mouth. I don't want to be bad, but they probably both slow. They probably both slow in a way, like their mental capacity,
Mm.
and they found each other, and that's what it was. I don't think she's on drugs, but I see when I look into her eyes, I see some type of disassociation in her eyes. She's not there all the way mentally, and just like him, because like attracts like attracts like. So there's something that she was attracted to, and vice versa, for this karmic situation to play out.
Definitely, definitely. And I think another situation for her is the fact that, because one thing about him, he was a liar, but she omitted a lot of things. She was
Yeah,
an omitter. So while he lied, she wouldn't tell people things that weren't happening. So which made her a perfect victim, because
yeah,
it's like, you need to communicate what's happening in your life. Like,
mm-hmm.
all these things are going on and you're not telling people, which is making his stuff work, because
Yep.
he knows that you're not going to talk.
No, because she wanted that facade. Like we said, she wanted to have them London trips, them vacation trips. She was waiting on to, okay, I'm holding on this long because I know eventually it's gonna pay off in the long run. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shine on these clothes. I'm about to Instagram all this stuff and watch me, watch this. But all that pain and suffering wasn't worth it.
And it's so funny while you were talking, and I split the deck, and the things may not be what they are, what they seem card came.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, yeah, and I believe it. That's why I said, I feel like that's why because she tried to say it was a, old, culture thing of whatever happens in the house, stay in the house. But to me, I feel like some of that was, you kind of knew that the shit that was happening, they probably be looking at you like you was crazy. So
yeah,
you kept quiet
yeah.
until things work. So that's why it's just like, as much I can give her respect for telling her story. But one thing that I've learned working with women and going through my experiences with them, there is no such thing as like a perfect person, because each side has played some type of part in the consensual trauma that you signed up for.
Yeah.
Because there are some things that people do choose to sign up for, is that you didn't really think that you were going to go through it. Like, there was going to be some type of magic immunity,
Yeah.
that you were going to be different than any other person that went through this thing.
But just like you said earlier, she didn't tell people what was going on, but she told them something. Everybody talks about the relationship. She told them
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably was feeding them the same lies that he was feeding her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel sorry for her. And for him too, for the fact that he has to go through all these fucking shenanigans just to feel like he's a human being.
Cause I was just like, you was making decent money as a forklift driver. Like, why did you have to lie? You was paying somebody's bills. Like, what did you need to lie about?
So wait a minute. So he said he was an executive of this company to, oh baby, now I gotta work as the forklift of the company.
Yeah, yes.
Wait a
He
minute,
was
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait. How the fuck did she accept that?
shit, not paying attention.
I mean, how you go from no, like, bruh. How can you be this blind?
It was she didn't see. Apparently, all of the I guess like the notices or like the screens of him logging to the app to show his savings account and checking account. Apparently, those were all like screenshots. He like got off the internet. He was lying about getting like having offshore accounts, and then he said that he was an ex-arena football player, and so he had like over $1 million saved. That find out arena football players don't make no more than like 65,000 a year.
The ones that play overseas make more money than arena football players.
But she didn't know all this. She just took it. She just took it as, you know, there should be no reason why he would lie to me. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, but you didn't know him. So it's almost like, and the thing is, but this is like, you didn't know him, and then you moved too fast with him without knowing. Because during that time, if she would have dated, I honestly feel like if she would have just dated him without that whole movie, she would have saw it. I feel like she would have. But because,
She got a low self-esteem.
she moved how she did, it just worked out in his favor.
I don't know. I mean, we could all say I wouldn't do that if I were her, but like I said, we never know because we got a little glimpse of it with the 50 videos, but we never really know. And spiritually, this is definitely a karmic relationship, most definitely. But it's been exposed to the world.
Yeah, no, I understand. Trust me, I completely understand about what it means to get yourself locked in with a man before you knew him, and by the time you really got to know him, you was in too deep. And that happened to me with Jermaine, and it was very hard. And the thing about it was that I was never really planning on dating a man, but we had sex unprotected. Whole situation came back. It wasn't pregnancy, but it was something else. That God, it wasn't something that stays. But out of guilt, I kept fucking with him. And like anytime throughout the time, like I'll make him upset or do something he didn't want me to do, he will always bring it up, talking about what he should have did to me and all those other things. Then like he was also the type of man that was used to women taking care of him. So it was almost like anytime he tried to get back with me, he would slack off of working. It was so like in order for him to actually be productive and stable in his life, I could not be around, which did not make sense because it's like, why wouldn't you want to keep a job and you got a woman or you got something like that? But that's because his past girlfriends would take care of him. They would work. He could be at home and be in the street, and his only job was to be there and get them pregnant. Or at least attempt to, because I don't think he didn't have any kids, or at least kids he told me about, bitch. Kids he that. Only way I was able to get like I tried to get a restraining order on him multiple times, couldn't, because my address was the only address that I knew. I'm talking about his family would drop him out at my house without telling me. I'm like, why I gotta knock at the door? How you got dropped off by your mama? What the fuck? How did you get here? How did you put him right there? I got rid of him by him going to jail.
Girl, we probably
okay.
A 50-part series to that too. Then
it's right. I had a 50-part, and it's not talking about I'm gonna kick this man out of my house plenty of times. This man has showed up high, showed up threatening to hurt me, just all this type of stuff.
Girl,
but I didn't have.
You got one time with me, one motherfucking time, and I'm out of there because I know. Like I can't play demon with demon time with demon time. We both finna go to jail.
And the demon time didn't even have good peen to go with it. That's the sad part too. People used to be like, "Is the penis?" I said, "No, he just won't leave." It's just one of those like, I caved in because I knew that you like. Even there were times when I'm like, I caved in because I knew like I just wanted attention, and
Yeah.
I let him go. It could never even be on some. Oh, I let him come over and then he left in the morning. No, if I let him in my house, Maurice, he's gonna end up being there for another 4 days because now he done gaslit me and made me feel guilty as if I'm throwing him out in the street because technically he ain't got nowhere to live.
I'm glad you knew and improved now.
I am.
I'm so happy about it.
I am so happy. That's why I said move a nigga in.
Okay. After 2 weeks because he watched you a 25. Oh, baby, no.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't. It was that. It was like, ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse. Whew. I can never do that now. That's why I said that's some 20-year-old shit. That's some 20 something. I would never be. She like 47. That's why I was just like, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Well,
I learned my lesson.
if you hear this, baby girl, if you need some spiritual advice and spiritual work, hit us up.
We here.
If you need some, baby girl, because yeah,
Okay. Whew, I got
that ain't cool. That's not cool. I didn't watch your whole 50 series, but because that one video I saw your spirit. I just couldn't take all that. So, but I'm glad this is going viral. There's something about the pop for you, so that's good. Whew. All right, so we got a question from YouTube. I'm just gonna pull a couple cards for Gina. I don't know if you're still here, Gina. She asked, "How did he feel when he saw me at the party last night?" I don't know. I wish you could give me a name, but I guess I'll just ask them. How does he feel? How did he feel when he saw you at the party last night?
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so 90s, like a 90s movie.
I know, right? That's why people need to be meeting each other. It's like at parties or something like that instead of Facebook dating, like Risa T said.
Okay.
That's
them the days.
Okay. Okay. So for those of you guys who are joining our live, thank you. We're doing hot topic readings and we're doing some free general readings in between. If you guys have a question want to do a reading, we'll go ahead and just type it in the comments. Or if you want to join a live stream, the link is in the comment section. If you want to go ahead and like and share this live while we're on live. If not, you could just watch a playback and listen to the mess that was read. Okay, so Gina. This for you crazy, Stacy. Okay, Gina. So when he saw you last night, he saw that there's a connection, most definitely. But this guy's got another chick. So you don't want to be no side person, no third party, anything.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because this man just gonna want to probably just hit it and quit it and just string you along. So he found you attractive, yeah, but this guy's already got somebody. So you just need to go ahead and continue to be single, get your money up, do what you need to do, keep being fly, and you could get what you deserve, okay? Somebody for yourself. All right. Let me see if we got one more card for Gina here. Thank you. Yep. You don't want this mess at all. This is just gonna give you burdens. This is gonna give you a tower moment. This is gonna turn your life upside down. Don't get involved with this, okay? This is definitely will be a third party situation. It's just attraction only, but nothing stable could come out of this, okay? It's gonna give you nothing but heartache and burdens. This is the 10 of Wands here, okay, with the tower. Just run, baby girl, run. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, that's for Gina there. So we've been on live for about an hour and 18 minutes. We're probably gonna stay on here for another 20 minutes or so. We're gonna try to do these more often. I know you guys have been wondering about these live readings. Your girl has been moving around a lot. A lot's been changing, so I haven't been as active like I want to. But we're trying to make this a regular schmegular thing, okay? So if you guys see it posted, when I put those flyers up, make sure you guys share it and save the dates, okay? So I don't see any other questions here for people who,
Yes, and you can also bring questions too.
yeah, if you guys got some
Question.
questions, even about some hot topics, if you don't want to do like a personal free reading, um, go ahead and ask your questions and stuff like that about certain hot topics going on.
Right, because I'm not on Twitter and IG like that anymore. I had taken time off because I did not know it was like adding to my stress factor when I had my neck injury. Yes, like the ancestors literally told me to delete both those apps off my phone. That's why I would have not been on there,
Twitter
and
gets
so they did. So that's why I started being on TikTok a little bit more.
yeah.
Because it is, and I don't know why. It's just that I think TikTok does come with a little bit more of like a lighthearted energy, but at the same time, it is you can be susceptible to a lot of trauma dumping
Yeah. I
on
like
the
it.
app.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of be careful
Yeah.
and spending. God damn it, it's like that
Girl.
TikTok
But
shop, everything
it's
at the
easy to
malls.
change. It's easy to change your algorithm on TikTok though. It's very easy. So it's like, okay, you want to look at this? Okay, here. So that's what's up.
That's what it is.
All
I have to
right.
get off. So.
So do we have another hot topic, baby girl? To wrap this up, or you ready to get off?
I think the last thing, I knew I had pulled cards on Monique and Hollywood dealings a little, but on my own, I
Mm-hmm.
did, but I definitely wouldn't mind, um, because I was interested to see like if she really had a case against like Tyler Perry over and Oprah to give her $30 million.
Mm.
And from what I saw in the cards now, and I'm gonna need people to don't beat me up. I'm just the
Mm.
messenger. So from what I saw, that outside of the very valid and required apology that both of them need to owe her, definitely owe her for
Yeah.
what transpired. I do not believe that they are in debt to her for that money. I feel like from the information that was given to me, that Monique, well, she said, when I was a doula or I was a contract doula, one thing that I learned was that I am not somebody's doula until a contract is signed and a deposit is paid. Like that's just period. Because at the end of the day, people can tell you so many things and say, "Oh, I want to choose you," or "Oh, that there's an interview that is," but ultimately it's up to that person to decide that, and that things are put in action and in writing that this is what I have. I don't want to say that Monique was necessarily lying or she wasn't giving these parts, but I don't think that a lot of these conversations was as formal as they should have been and needed to be, which in that case, what she thinks something was taken from her, it really was, technically, it never really was yours to be taken in the first place. So just because he was on the phone or in a text message, whatever, he was saying that he was considering you or we want to consider you, doesn't mean that they actually wrote up a contract and said that this was going to be your role and this how much money you were going to be paid and all this. And so, and I also feel like Monique has placed herself in a position that because she has been an Oscar winner, and I hate to say it, but she gives the energy of I don't have to work for this stuff in the way that everybody else does. So therefore, yes, I should be offer only. How dare you come into me about an audition? I don't give. It's almost like Angela Bassett and all them. If she will need to audition, she will still do that. Monique feels like she's way above that. But the thing is, like Monique, your last role, serious role in the Academy was more than 15 years ago. So it's just like in areas where she could have found work, in areas where you could have been able to do things, you had your own ego blocking you. from certain opportunities and things like that. And then you want to keep trying to work with certain people to prove a point and trying to gain some authority or dominance over where you got so many untapped resources and all this stuff that you can be doing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's mad white folks out there that one might be mine working with Monique, but you so caught up in Tyler Perry and Oprah.
So do you think that she's putting a facade up of her being a humble person?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't think she's humble at all.
Wow. Did that come out in your reading, or is that what you feel intuitively?
I think that her husband is her battery in her back when it comes to the fact that now this is it. What Monique says about how Black gatekeepers act in the industry, I do believe her. I do believe her, and I do believe that something needs to be said about the fact that sometimes we make it hard for our own to be able to advance or be able to get the same treatment that we deserve. Like, we should be eating food that's edible. We shouldn't be wondering where our trailers are or we're working out of a linen closet and all this. Like, that should be said. But I also feel like with Monique, where when they say that if you really want to get on your own, you need to kind of grind it out and make it yours. Monique doesn't want to do that. She had made this comment about how she feels like if she was white, she would have been where Melissa McCartney is. But what she doesn't know about Melissa McCartney is that majority of the stuff that Melissa McCartney's in, she's either had to produce or write it herself. She had to put money for it because she doesn't look like somebody that they will make a leading lady. So her and her husband, key husband, put their stuff together.
Okay.
And they had to make something shake.
So why don't she do that then?
Because Monique thinks she's supposed to get it from somebody else. I don't know.
Ooh, child, this is a fucking deep dive, man.
It has. I'm like, that's why it's like it's something about how Monique conducts her business that has also fucked her over too.
I think what you're saying, that the first part when you were saying about her having these conversations, but it wasn't contractual, she blurred the lines between friendship and business.
Yeah.
So because like I know when I was doing music, I always have to say when we're having conversations, be like, okay, fuck the friendship part. We talking business. So this is business time. Fuck all the feelings and shit. What is it? What it is? Is this what we agree upon on? Okay, now let's write this down. Let's write this down. Let's agree on it. Even if it's got to be a quick little, let's do like that. Okay, now we can get back to the bullshit. Now let's play. You know what I'm saying? So that's a blurred line she probably didn't do because of the love that she had for them, the respect that she had for them. That's her slipping on that shit right there.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like that's where it took away a lot of her validity in terms of the money she's owed. Mm-hmm. Is because a lot of the conversations that she has were not formalized. It just wasn't. They weren't. They weren't
talking out their ass. They were talking out their ass, and so when she brings it up next time, well, you said, but yeah, I was just talking. It wasn't even like I probably felt like that then, but you should have got me the contract right when I was feeling like that. Now I don't, because I just went behind your back and went to go talk to somebody else, and they said I shouldn't even do that. And I was like, you know what, you're right.
Especially with that Lee Daniels. It was like, how is it that he promised you all these parts?
Yeah.
Then come back, well, yeah, what the studio said it would. Well, like, why were you promising her all this stuff?
Exactly. The industry's, I don't know.
Okay, but she ain't gonna call that out because he apologized and made up to her. So now she blaming everybody else. But it was just like he had no business telling you about that.
Well, we know Oprah is snake, so we already know what she is.
And so again, just like with the whole thing with the butler, that's a prime example.
Mhm.
between her and Melissa McCartney. The part was going to be yours, but Lee Daniels did not have the money to get off the ground. Melissa McCartney, 9 times out of 10, would have put up the money to get it off the ground.
Mhm.
Monique probably didn't have the funds to do it, so that's why Oprah was able to come in and put up the funds, get it off the ground, and was able to take the role.
Girl, this is a lot.
Sorry, these cars get beeping. I'm telling you, the cars gonna beep.
Okay. That's like when I hit you up the other day, I was like, I didn't ask that. I ain't asked that question. I asked you, I asked you something else. Why you gotta go this route? Like, golly.
It ain't like this. So I was just like, yeah, you may want to stick with the court of public opinion because you may not make it in the real.
Baby girl. My baby.
Mm-mm.
All right, y'all. We about to wrap this up. We thank you guys for the comments, for those who tuned in for the readings. Like I said, we're gonna be doing this more often. You guys, I'm just trying to get settled in. Your girl been moving around state to state. You know, I got holes in different area codes type shit. I'm just playing, but no, for real. We're gonna try to get more stable and try to do more lives. If you guys have anything that you guys would like us to read on, or if you want free readings yourself, just hit us up. And then on the next live, which I'll go ahead and do a posting of that with a flyer and promote that. We'll just let you guys know, okay? We're gonna go ahead and end this live, y'all. I'm tired. I drove 4 hours before I came to see y'all, so I was a little late. But we love you guys, and we'll see you on the next time. Peace.
Bye, friends.